computer.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I went to double check the sound issue, the sound if it's Tawab, and we can't hear you on the YouTube. So yeah, unmute the TikTok live.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I went to double check the sound issue, the sound if it's Tawab, and we can't hear you on the YouTube. And mute the StreamYard. Yeah, because I went to double check the sound issue, the sound if it's.
Yeah, I can hear it through.
Yeah, it's Tawab now. It's Tawab.
I am most high in Christ, most high in Christ. See, that's why it's good to have young brothers around who know this technology thing, man. Well, I guess I got to start it back from the top. Yo, everybody, yo. Today's subject is Black and Brown Unity.
Salaki, sir. We have General Q in the chat on the YouTube. Hey, Shalom, General.
Shalom, sir. Yahaba Shem Yahweh Shabarakatha. The water, sir, for letting me know too. The brother put me on game. He let me know that it was muted. I'm trying to figure out this technology. These young brothers got us, got to put us on game. And today's subject is Black and Brown Unity. You know what I'm saying? Because the enemy, our oppressor, has us pinned up against each other, have us fighting with each other over crumbs. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. I mean, in Boston, they mad about the migrants getting, some housing assistance being put as a priority in housing. And I understand the anger. I've been on the housing list since 2010. That's when I filled out the application. But I'm figuring to myself, if they ain't let me get one by now, they let me get no housing by now, guess what? They're never going to do. So why would I argue about them giving it to the Hispanic brothers, the Levite, the Haitian brothers and sisters? You know what I'm saying? Why would I be mad about that? At least they ain't giving it to their own, because usually that's what they're doing.
Salaki, if I may, I don't want.
Go ahead.
General Muhammad broke it down multiple times, right? Mm-hmm.
Listen, just to show how hypocrites you are, you understand, brothers and sisters in the world. For instance, look in Chicago. They complain about the migrants in Chicago, whatever the case is, amongst other places, right? But they never complain about the Palestinians coming over, the Afghanis coming over, the Polish, the Italians, the Irish. Listen, why are you only complaining when it's your people? Plus, even let's say those so-called the Northern Kingdom would have been coming here, the Latinos would have been coming here, the Haitians would not come here. You still will not get the benefits that you claim that you're not getting because of the migrants.
You're absolutely right. And the thing they're complaining about too, that's trying to criminalize the so-called Haitian brothers, the so-called Hispanic brothers. In Chicago, they want to talk about crime. The crime was already high in Chicago. It's a known fact.
Salaki, we have Ash in the chat. Shalom,
Shalom, sir. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabarakatha. Let's get Cap up here. We got two caps.
Shalom,
Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabarakatha.
I think my camera's turned on now, right? Yeah, hell yeah. All right. Hold on.
I'm going to be on mute for a minute.
No. Hold on.
We got two captives up here. It's Salaki, sir. Cap Saparia. You got anything you want to say on the subject? Because I know you pressed for time and you short for time. I'm not going to hold you up, sir.
Yeah, I'm not. I ain't got too much to say, but a lot of brothers and sisters in the world don't understand how prevalent Black and Brown unity is, and unity amongst our nation is in general. Like I mentioned earlier, like you can't gather yourself together. It's going to take all of us. Each tribe, each brother, each sister, each family. You understand? And a lot of brothers and sisters may not see it, but that's happening here in the UPK every day. And all of our programs, our food drives, we coming together in every way, shape, and form. And it's absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible. Especially. That's all I had.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I was just agreeing with you. I was sorry if I cut you off. So,
No, you good. You good.
and another issue with it is we are so much in a hurry to fight for those people overseas that's in war, but quick to go to war with each other. How are we going to fight for other people and not fight for ourselves? Why are we fighting each other? Let them fight their fight. We have our fight here. And Salakia Cap. I don't know if you. Baraki, I think you got your.
Which Cap you talking to?
You might have to. Oh, Salakia Cap Marshall. If you had anything to say on the subject.
Well, I just got in right now, so you're gonna have to fill me in before I even make a comment. I mean, that's, I believe, the wisest thing to do. I do see you got a Latino flyer. I would like for you to share that with me when you get a chance. You know what I'm saying? You can send it to through my Facebook Messenger, Un Oeste Aparium.
I'm about to share that with you now, sir.
All right, because I like to share that, with the other tribes. You know what I'm saying? In Spanish, of course. Pero let me know what you started off this conversation about. Also, too, is there a way you could let Sawap in the conversation, or there's only 4 at a time?
I believe I could let Sawap up. Yeah.
Hey, Sawap, Suwe. Shalom Yeshagatam to everybody anyway. There you go. Yeah, he Simeon out of Albany.
Con, sir. He's up. Shalom, Mark.
Hey, shalom, ya Bashir Shabbat.
How about Shim Yal Shabarak? So the subject is just a basic subject about black and brown love and the importance that we need to unite today.
Like, if I may, real quick.
Go ahead.
Salaka, Capitan. When you're unmuted, there's a you hear on self talking twice. Salaka, sir.
You might want to use a headpiece if you're
No. I'll just mute when somebody's talking. That's all.
Come on, sir. We're just basically showing the importance of black and brown unity in the temperature of the world today. Like, it's getting hot, and I want to point out how we are blinded to the fact that our enemy is pinning us up against each other. That's the main point I want to bring out, is how our enemy is pitting black and brown against each other for the crumbs that they are handing out to the migrants.
Absolutely. If I may, that is true. He is pitting us against one another, which only means that we got to work harder to make our brothers, both on the Latinos and Judah and Benjamin and Levi, realize that although those of us that are born in the States, because I'm gonna tell you something, a lot of Latinos born in the States or have been living here since forever lost touch with where they really came from. The same way with our black folks and West Indians and Haitians, we losing touch from where they came from, not realizing the history that both the Latinos and black people have been suffering in this empire. You know what I'm saying? We just lost touch. You know, we forget all the atrocities that happened once upon a time. We forget the Jim Crow era. We forget the reservations and the battle at Wounded Knee, the Trail of Tears. We forget all those things because we're so caught up into this modern era these days, and not realizing that there's nobody out there except the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge who actually give a damn about Blacks and Latinos and Indigenous. There's no one out there that actually is championing the cause except Commanding General Hanna and all the generals under him. You know what I mean? And the captains, you know what I'm saying? And when we rely on the resources that is given to us, it's a do or die situation. You know what I mean? It's that survival of the fittest mode. You know what I'm saying? It's that rugged individualism that got us tearing at each other instead of bonding with each other. And it's ridiculous that even to this day, you have to get up on these conversations with our brothers and sisters that are in the world who can't comprehend a goddamn thing of what's going on in front of their faces because they want to remain numb. You know what I'm saying? And then you have and think about it. A lot of the shit that we hear where Black people and Latinos who born here and don't want other brothers and sisters coming from elsewhere, not from the West Indians, right? The Haitians, they don't even want them coming over here because they feel like, yo, if y'all come over here, y'all gonna get all our resources, which they're not seeing the bigger picture. You think the white man is just going to give money out just because he has a kind nature? He has a kind heart, and he's a good, he's a good nature. You think he's actually doing that? No, he ain't. What he's doing is what he always done, right? What's that saying? It takes what? Takes money to make money, right? They live by that. It takes money to make money. Like, think about it. The transatlantic slave trade, when it was started on this side, you best believe that they pondered upon that. Wait a second, Columbus took some Tainos and brought them to Spain to be servants. Maybe we got something here. Maybe we can expand this. We'll exploit them, right? So they've invested in the ships coming back over here, got over here, and then they started exploiting Taino people, Siboney, Watarabe, Kaliningo up in the Caribbean, very lucrative. Maybe we should go into the mainland. And they started robbing and pillaging and plundering and exploiting the so-called North American Indian. The Seminole Indians put up a fight. And then when they saw that the numbers started dwindling, what they do? They brought in what we call today so-called Black Americans and West Indians and Haitians. All of that cost money. None of that was for free. You know what I mean? But what was the rewards? That if we put these people to slave for us, pay them $0, treat them like caged animals, then the booty or the bounty is great. You know what I mean? So it took some investment to get the end result. And the end result was because of through racism and hatred, is how they built this empire. It made money from them. It put money in their accounts, so much so that right now in America, you have new money. Of course, your Elon Musk, your Jeff Bezos. That's small change compared to generational wealth. Think about it. You had these people who came here, started the colonies. You don't think people think that they just remain poor all their life? Hell, freaking no. You know what I mean? These people invested in everything. Right now, you got a lot of what I labeled old money. Old money is generational money. You know what I mean? They the movers and the shakers and make everything happen. Okay, now look at today. But that's not right. The U.S. is giving immigrants all this money, $5,000 to $9,000 a month. They're giving them money. Right? But meanwhile, that 5,000 and 9,000 goes back to who? They send it back home?
They
They don't send it back home. You're getting this money, but you got to use it where? Here. Right? And once they get enough of them on their feet, what comes out of that 5,000 and 9,000? Trillions of dollars in returns. But our brothers and sisters are so caught up, like, yo, they're taking your jobs. Please, you ain't going to go back on no field. Why you think they keep? Why you think like understand this, right? For a long time, they haven't put black people back to pick tomatoes, right? Cucumbers, lettuce. Am I wrong? When was the last time black people in America have done that? As a
long
group?
time, sir. A long time.
It's been a long time. But who do they keep bringing in here?
Sir.
Right? Do they bring in Chinese people to work them fields? Or do they bring Polynesian people to work them fields? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, Barack. Are they bringing Nigerians to work them fields?
La, sir.
No, right? Absolutely not. What about so what? What do you think? Who they bring? Are they bringing in? I don't know. Let's just say some Japanese people to work them fields. Some Filipinos.
They ain't fit for duty, I don't want.
Listen, that's besides the point. But they're not bringing them here to do that, right? They ain't importing them like that, but they are importing plenty of Central Americans, plenty of Mexicans, and you know who else comes to America to pick crop? Y'all don't know this. I know this because I lived in Puerto Rico. In the Department of Labor, they have them signs that they will pay Puerto Ricans to leave the island to go work in those fields. A lot of people don't know there be Puerto Ricans in them fields next to the Mexicans and the Central Americans picking crop. So that way you could have it on your plate. But the only part, listen, so listen, right now in Mississippi, right? I forgot what area. Did you know there's a group of Puerto Ricans who work in the ship, what they call those, the docks in Mississippi, next to Esau. And I've heard stories about how Esau mistreat Puerto Ricans. And you know, Puerto Ricans don't like it because after all, at the end of the day, we still citizens. But yes, yet and still, Esau treat us like a third world country. You know what I mean? Because in Esau's mind, we might be citizens, but we're not citizens in his mind or in his eyes. I don't know if you heard the case last year where a Puerto Rican left Puerto Rico, come to Virginia, reserved the vehicle, and they still wanted him to show legal U.S. papers. And the brother, like, I don't need none of that. Puerto Ricans by birth are citizens of the United States. They weren't trying to hear none of that. They called the cops on him. You know what I mean? It's only later, after the ruckus was made, that they found out that Puerto Ricans are citizens. You think they give a shit about that? Hell freaking no.
No.
And I know there's a lot of Latinos that might be envious with us Puerto Ricans, so-called Puerto Ricans, because we got citizenship. But I'm going to tell you something. Latinos need to go visit more, if they can, Puerto Rico. And we'll realize once they go throughout the island how, although we have a lot of American amenities like J.C. Penney's, we have the Sears, or we have Wendy's, we have shopping centers, just like over here in the States, right? We have what else we have? We have all the name brand stores, in America, and then we have stores that failed in America but set up shop in Puerto Rico and name brands. Like, I'm gonna throw one at you. Have you ever heard of the Sizzlers restaurant chain? They were famous all over the United States, right? When was the last time you saw a commercial of them here?
There used to be one in Boston. There ain't no more.
There ain't,
Definitely
right?
don't see no commercial.
No commercials, right? Because they over here in the States, they ain't got none. And if they do, it's so little, it's ridiculous. But you know where they make a big splash? In Puerto Rico. You know another chain called Ponderosa? Have you ever heard of them?
That's one of my favorites.
These chains that I'm mentioning, right? They in the same ballpark as Chili's, as Buffalo Wild Wings, as what's the other ones? Chili's,
Longhorns.
Longhorns, you know, your Longhorns, your Olive Tree, right? You know, those, I don't, but you know, you get my point. But my point is, like in Chicago, there used to be this department store, well-known department store. It was up there with Woolworth. It was up there with J.C. Penney and Sears and Macy's, and it went under. But they set up shop in Puerto Rico, and they've been making a killing in Puerto Rico. Okay, they still fund. One second, Barack, y'all. Oh, they still making their bank in Puerto Rico. My point is this: they go to Puerto Rico to reestablish themselves on the backs of Puerto Ricans. Here's the reason why: because where over here they're forced to pay more than minimum wage because there's a living wages, right? They can go with a surety to Puerto Rico, knowing the fact that the median income in Puerto Rico, and y'all can do the research. Median income in Puerto Rico is $13,000 before taxes. Now think about that in 2024. After taxes, it's about $12,000, give or take. Now think about that in 2024. Can anyone survive on that over here in the mainland?
Nah, sir.
Nah, sir.
No. And guess what? In the island, with that little bit of income, a lot of us are forced to take on extra jobs, and a lot of us be exploited. And the youth, they see that coming up, and they be like, "Yo, this is disheartening because look at these folks. They working their life away for someone else and not building anything." So I'm gonna mute my Brock. Your Brock Yali has something to say.
Kawakazi, Salaki, real quick. I just wanted to say, as a French Benjamite, this is the exact same thing go true from Saint Martin to Saint Bart's, Martinique, Guadeloupe, and French Guyana. Because by birth, even though we're citizens, we're still not considered citizens. They even have no shame to say that even though we're French on papers, we're still not French. You know, we're barely considered sub-citizens. And what you describe is the same exact thing that goes on in the French West Indies. Salak Yadwan.
And absolutely, and for years, every year, all those French colonies, do you know they used to pay $500 billion a year to France? $500 billion each individual colony. That includes some of the colonies that are not our people, Hamites, who are under the French occupation and colonization. Okay, they also had to kick up $500 billion a year. So they were clocking trillions of dollars a freaking year. All right, I've seen recently where Martinique threw away the flag that France gave them and came up with their own. Did you hear about that?
We had that flag a long time ago. It just got approved to be the new flag. Well, I still disagree with it, Salaki, because they use the color of Pan-Africanism for it. I understand the spirit behind it, but it's going from one slave master to the other at the end of the day. Unfortunately, brothers and sisters don't know that in the world.
And absolutely right, because that was the sour part. You're absolutely right. You know what I mean? But there is some form of pushback. You know what I'm saying? But as you mentioned, you went from, like what we say in Spanish, Guatemala a Guatepeor, right? In other words, you went from bad to worse. You know what I'm saying? Or worse to bad. You know what I mean? Because Pan-Africanism, what is that? You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. What is that? Pan-Africanism. That right there is confusion. It's straight up confusion because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous.
Salaki, sir, if I may, you was bringing up some heavy points, and there's a point that I want to bring out that you talked about for a quick second is a lot of people, a lot of this anger between between blacks onto our Hispanic brothers, onto our Haitian brothers that are migrating to this country. People seem to blame them for everything, but not knowing that they are not the majority of the migrants coming in. The majority of the migrants coming in are Asian and Eastern European. And on top of that, they're going to give these people a road to citizenship fast. And you know what that's going to be? Enlistment into the military. You do your basic training in the military, you become a citizen. So our brother's going to sacrifice our lives. Our sister's going to sacrifice their lives to protect the country that really doesn't want to do nothing for them. That's really going to spit on them. That's really going to do them dirty. I just wanted to state that, sir. Salakia.
Absolutely. And let me just drop something. You're absolutely right when that they're the biggest immigrants coming into the country, right? We're talking about the Asians. That includes not just the Japanese, Chinese, Koreans, Mongolians, you know what I'm saying? But that includes what we call the East Indians. Those are Asians as well. But what you should have added to that was that they're the biggest illegal group still to this day. They're the largest illegal group coming into this country. The numbers are much more than Latinos. As a matter of fact, so much so that when you looked at the footage of the migrants coming in from South America all the way up to the Darien Passage, which is terrible to cross. If you look at the footage, there were Chinese people among them. There were Hamites among them. There were East Indians among them. And there was a footage that they showed right there at the border, right? I think a border patrol stopped this group of people, right? When they got close, when I should have said when the border patrol agent got close, these people clearly was from East India or one of those countries that they're still their people, right? And they told him we come from here, blah blah blah. The U.S. agent gave them no headaches whatsoever. In fact, was very kind to them, was very personable with them, gave them all the information that they needed so that way they can make entry into the United States. Whereas with the Latinos, with the Latinos, you know, they've always start some controversy, always put a but in front of everything, always make it a hard situation for our brothers and sisters to come up into this this country. So that's the kind of monster that we have to be dealing with.
Con out of my con. Like,
so like, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I think we're going to say the same
I just wanted to add on what Captain Ash just said. They did the exact same thing with some Chinese looking Asians. They did the exact same thing. They ran into some border patrol agents. They didn't get no mistreatment whatsoever. They were kind, polite. They showed them where to go through the border. It's like, damn near, you know what? This just brings to life Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1 was talking about the nation not desired, because those illegal migrants don't get no pushback from the border patrol.
Mm-hmm.
And the finger is always pointed at the so-called Latinos, and they all put them in the same bag, saying, well, they're all Mexicans, which is, that's irrelevant at this point. The point is, why is it that only so-called Latinos and Haitians, West Indians are getting the pushback? Why not all illegal migrants? Because not all illegal migrants are not desired. You understand? Besides them oppressing us because they're the devil the Bible speaks of and they're the most oppressive of all nations, it's too much work for them. They need other nations to help them oppress us. That's why these illegal migrants who don't get no pushback are needed in this oppressive kingdom, because they can't do all the oppressions by themselves. Salaki.
What you were dropping was heavy as can be, man. What you dropping is heavy as can be. If you could just walk outside like today, you know what I'm saying? I was putting in work. We did a flyer run, and I'm passing out flyers. I started off walking through a park, a local park. You know what I'm saying? We passing out flyers, and a sister asked us, why you asked us in Spanish? Is it because some of them pretending that they don't know how to speak English? I had to tell her it doesn't matter what they pretended or if they know it or not. They both slave languages. I even got Spanish flyers, just in case they do speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop competing with each other over small things. Like the languages we speak are not our languages. Spanish belong to the Spaniards. English belong to the Englishmen. They're not our languages. You can't compete with each other over languages and hate each other over languages. That seems pointless and monotonous. You know what I'm saying? It seems unproductive. Salaki.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Sawab, you want to get in this conversation, you can always come and say something, Sawab.
Hey, Most High in Christ. And I was letting everybody else, give their word, but what I'm seeing that, our enemy doing while I go around and start these events that's happening here in my state, is I'm seeing that they're blending in multiple holidays together when it's our time to shine. You feel me? They don't know history either. So we don't even know. There's no guide towards what are we supposed to be celebrating anymore. So our people way as well. Like we don't take like our history serious. Like it's like we don't read books. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes to Juneteenth, we ain't showing no movies. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the Palestinians. It's all about, you know what I'm saying, the Planned Parenthood. And they don't care, bro. They show up.
And Salakia, Sawab, what you bringing out is heavy because there literally is a cat that we talked to last night that seems to act like he's all knowledgeable in it all and did not seem to understand how the Tainos were the first victims of the transatlantic slave trade. He wanted to act like, only us so-called, dark-skinned people could be the Israelites, not understanding how the so-called Hispanic and the so-called Native brothers and sisters actually fall under those curses too. Salakia.
Right up. Hey. And as soon as I mentioned slavery, bro, he was like, yeah, but you don't know nothing about that. Only our people know about that. So many people are in the dark about that, man. And this was, I think he was either a Benjamite or a Judite.
Hey, do me solid. Let Itizam up in here as well. Shalom, Itizam. Let him up.
Count out on one kind.
Oh, okay. I sent him the invites. It's like if I may add to that, to what Sawab said, saying that our so-called Hispanic brothers don't know nothing about slavery, it's crazy, And really, as Benjamites, I would say it's really subjective for Benjamites because us on the French islands, that we don't deny that, Puerto Ricans, Tainos, Dominicans, Cubans were enslaved as well. And we're not just talking about the so-called Negro ones. Like we recognize that, but the division is not the same as, for instance, on the West Coast. It's a different type of division. So we're even divided amongst each other in the first place. Just for having a different Creole, for instance. Not seeing that the root cause of it is just that our oppressors, the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of.
Hey, damn right.
Damn right. And you're absolutely right. The temperature on the West Coast is a whole lot different on the East Coast. I don't understand why, but the hostility between black and browns on the West Coast. Where's Malakma? I need him to speak on it.
Malakma is slaving right now.
Oh man. Like the
But
West Coast.
Itizam could have came up I think he just rolled out. But if he would have stood, he could have definitely put his input. He's over there on the West Coast and he's seeing it firsthand.
Exactly. That needs to be spoken on because I don't understand why that temperature is so hot. I understand what was broken down between, the lust of Judah, not doing things properly amongst the Issacharite brothers, you know what I'm saying, for their women. I understand that. That is highly a disrespectful thing. But the hostility towards the so-called Hispanic brothers is crazy to me too. Like, why? What is the hostility? Is it gang violence? We need somebody on the West Coast to explain that a little better for me. You know what I'm saying? That is something I definitely want to know about.
But here's the thing, we do in like Philadelphia, right? Cause my oldest son, he went to high school there, right? And what happened the experience he had with Judah over there was, as he explained it, they didn't like Puerto Ricans like that. You know what I mean? So there was always constant fighting between both tribes there. You know, and which is crazy because that's the kind of stuff that I saw in New York City as well in the '90s when I grew up in the era that black and Puerto Ricans used to roll tight. You know what I mean? That there's footage proving these things. What I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? There's videos proving these things from the '70s, heck, '60s, '70s, all throughout the '80s, and somewhere between that time and 94, like from 94 this way, it just gotten crazy. Now I don't know about the newer generation, but I know there was a lot of discord between Judah and the Latinos, you know what I mean, in New York City. Just like when you go to Florida, there's a lot of discord between Judah and Levi. You know what I mean?
Con,
And that's a
I
real
know
thing.
exactly. I know exactly what you're saying, sir. And when I was younger, there was an Ephraimite brother that I used to bully, a Puerto Rican brother who lived above us. I used to bully. His mother was extremely nice to us. You know what I'm saying? His father was cool, but I was just a messed up person. And one day, that brother got sick of the bullying and knocked some sense into my head with an aluminum bat. And we've been cool ever since. I don't know what the I guess that you could tie a lot of that hostility due to the immaturity of the youth. You know what I'm saying? Because when I got about, let's say, 11 years old, back in like 91, 92, black and Puerto Ricans were about as tight as it gets in Springfield.
Yeah.
You know what
I'm
I'm
gonna tell
saying?
you something. I'm gonna tell you a true story. When I was about 5, 6 years old, I remember this clearly because the shit was pounded into my head, right? Literally. What happened was me and my older brother, we were kids. We were still like, I basically was still in like pre-K, maybe on the way to kindergarten. My older brother, he definitely was in kindergarten, and more than likely on his way to first grade because he got 2 years on me. We was at this playground. I just came out of my. Is what happened is my mother used to have my older brother pick me up from the pre-K, right? And then we were told, to wait in a certain area so that way we can get picked up. And there was these two boys, obviously from Judah, they just came out of nowhere and just fucked me and my brother. I mean, I'm talking about stomped us, bled us out. That was like the first so-called racial attack that I've experienced at that age, right? And we got our asses beat like to a pulp. And then one time they tried. The funny thing was that these same kids, because this happened around close to Yankee Stadium. At that time, I used to live on West 168th Street and Shakespeare, right? And I'm gonna tell you something. They came on the block and saw us again and started chasing us. But what happened was that there was two older Puerto Ricans. Of course, from my brain now, I could just know that these dudes was probably at least 25, 24, 25. And then what happened was that when they came up and was ready to put hands on me and my brother, they stopped them two boys and be like, nah, yeah, you ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And then they asked us, well, why these boys are chasing you? And we told them the truth. We didn't start nothing with them. We didn't beef nothing with them. All right. So what happened? So the Puerto Rican dudes was like, yo, kick their ass. They told me and my brother like that. We was like in our brain, like for real. They looked at both at me and my brother, kick their ass. And then what happened was that we started fist fighting, right? And I'm still a kid, but I threw down. I just like fuck it. I got clobbered, but I clobbered back. And then when I noticed I started getting the best of them, I just went for mine straight up and down. And it got to a point where they started running and we started chasing them. And then the two Puerto Ricans like, nah, cut it out already. Y'all got what y'all got, right? So that stuck with me because of that. I could have gone through life hating on black people because of that. Because there's other occasions where, just Judah would on the other block where I grew up in my late elementary years and junior high years, I got robbed by a Judite. You know what I mean? Dead ass winter, took my sneakers in the dead ass winter, and I was forced to walk home in the snow with no sneakers on. You know what I mean? And I could have hated Judah for that. But something in me was not allowing me to. I don't know. I can't explain it, right? When I got the truth, and it was clear that what I saw was that it's not totally their fault. This is just a reaction of what happens when you're in captivity. And I'm saying that to say that what you've experienced, even though you said in your ignorance, true, but really you was just living out the symptoms of being in captivity. And then the Ephraimite, because he didn't at the time stood up to you, that also comes from being in an oppressive state. And it was unfortunate he had to bat you down, but like I'm gonna tell you something. Just like how in Judah's house, when your parents be like, if you don't kick his ass, I'm gonna kick your ass, right?
God.
Well, that be going on in Puerto Rican household too. The same way I'm pretty sure in Benjamites and in Simeon's household too. You don't kick this ass, I'm gonna kick your ass. And you rather go kick their ass or lose to the fight, but at least you went for yours, than to get your ass whipped by your parents, because that was gonna be far severe. You know what I mean?
Damn right.
So but all that boils down to that. It's just the captivity portion of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, ISUPK North Carolina in the house. You want to bring him up too?
Oh yeah.
Already did. I don't want to.
Yeah, my man, you did. He shared the invite. Oh, he's up here or no?
No, he ain't up yet.
That's Officer Quadam. Something.
Yeah, Quadam, come on up, man. Stop hiding your face.
I think his iPhone ain't working properly.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. The iPhone syndrome.
Or where he at though. Yeah, I know down there when we was down there in the Passover, I wasn't getting the signal the way I wanted it too. Something about being down there.
But I want to know what the temperature is like in Canada. Do y'all have migrant issues out there, bro?
Oh, the migrants are pouring in. They're pouring in like a flood over here. And people are really not talking about this. I was talking to one of my brethren about that, basically, right? Where they really try to stay under the radar because a lot of them are being promised jobs and they just get abused. And they're being threatened. If you complain, we're going to send you back to wherever you come from, even though you're fleeing the place. People want to unalive you over there. It's not a problem. If you don't obey, you don't assimilate, you're on your own. A lot of brothers over here are really just afraid to just, being sent back. So they try to suffer the abuse. And they don't try, they suffer the abuse.
And we want to hate on that
right now. Lakia?
No, I'm just talking to myself, really. But I was saying to myself, why would we want to hate on them because of that? Like, they are suffering through abuse as they are coming into this country.
Kind of what
They're
kind?
getting abused too.
It's Lakia for all the Benjamites, and the Levites in the city, in my zone specifically, that be hating on our Hispanic brothers and sisters. Listen, they work in the fields and y'all right next to them. I work in the warehouse, they're right next to me. You understand? It's not like we don't go through the exact same. We go through the exact same thing, the exact same abuse. The only thing is that Benjamites and Levite over here might be able to communicate to a certain extent because some speak English, some speak French, but some of them speak none. When I was passing flyers in downtown, right where the Gadites live under the bridges, you see Mexicans coming over here every day. They're just arriving straight from Mexico. The thing is that the sad thing about that is that all of them, whatever job they find, they will get abused because damn near, I can guarantee that if not 95%, 90, if not 90, then 95% don't even have papers to be over here and to work legally. And the devil over here takes advantage of that. The saddest part is that there's a lot of brothers that take advantage of that as well. It happened like a year or two ago in Toronto, where they did a raid on the farm and they rescued migrants over here. The thing is that one of the owners or the people oppressing the migrants were so-called Issacharite himself, working hand in hand with the devils.
God dang.
You know, that's why I'm trying to tone in on my Spanish. They had to let the brothers know, listen, the sanctuary you have when you come over here is in the ISUPK. On my block,
Right.
there's a bunch of Colombian families that just moved on my block. Colombians, a couple Mexicans, some Brazilians. There's even more Brazilians than before. You know, everybody is, when I say they're moving up north, they're not even going only to the States. Listen, they're coming over here. You know how many migrants we have in so-called Martinique? We have Haitian migrants, Venezuelans, Colombians, from everywhere. It's them like, listen, if you don't want to gather together, the Lord is going to make you gather one way or another. So y'all better get along. That's really what it seems like. Salakia.
And let me say this. It's mostly the media that's inciting this this friction between Black and Hispanics. And here's my proof. I went to see in Boston, they put the migrants in this youth center or this community center in the middle of Roxbury, right? There's a famous video of one Black dude out there yelling and complaining about it. So me and Officer Ricard, we go down there and we, this is a pretty popular, neighborhood, So we went to go talk to the people. And as we're talking to the people, all we're hearing is, yeah, we know they're there. I mean, we barely see them. And, you know what I'm saying? None of us really complaining about it. It's just is what it is. Like, the media is really enforcing and playing that part like we're really mad about it. And we're believing the lie that the media is portraying. So now the population of so-called Negroes starts to grow against the population of the migrants. So that one man that was back there ended up turning to 3. Those 3 end up turning to 5. Now it's about a crowd, about a good 50 of them. It's a crowd about a good 50 people. That's it. It's not, and most of those people don't even live in that neighborhood. They just want something to complain about and make it seem like there's really a problem with those migrants. And the majority of those migrants in that came to Massachusetts are Asian or Levite brothers, because Boston is like a Levite hub. You know what I'm saying? We have a higher concentration of Levites than Miami. You know what I'm saying? So understand this. When you see the news talking about the migrants, just change the channel. Just change it. It's a lie. But we got Quadam up in the building. Shalom, Maki. How about Shem Yahweh
He traded the iPhone.
Yeah, but
Yo, Quadam.
Never.
What's the temperature like with the migrant situation up in Fayetteville?
What you mean by that, Adonai? Like how they treat it?
How they're treated, how the so-called Negroes are taking it. Is there tension between the so-called Negroes and the so-called Hispanics? Is there tension there? You know what I'm saying? Tell me about that.
I don't know. It's kind of on both sides of the spectrum when it comes to that, because you got to think about it like we got a lot of Lumbies and, you know what I'm saying, Cherokees and, you know, different areas like Pembroke is mainly, you know what I'm saying, like Gad and, you know, areas like that. So I don't know, I think they're perceived better than how y'all was just saying. You understand? Because it's like, you know, our brothers, you know, as wicked as it is, brothers, you know, kind of deal with them on let me say, on deals, if you read it between the lines, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's like, I don't see much of like, you know, Native Indians and Negroes, you know, kind of going at each other, like, you know, how we see today, like you said, in the media. You know, I think it's, I don't know, I don't see much. Like, I'm not fully in Fayetteville like that. You know, I got to travel to Fayetteville to go to class. But like I said, I know, like we said, we got Lumberton, we got Lumber Bridge. You understand? So we got surrounding areas with these brothers and sisters in these areas. You understand? So like it's like they on the outskirts, but you know when we see them, even when we pass it through, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know, it's a hatred or, you know, in-home hatred between the two. So
I feel you. I feel you. So basically, there's pretty much no tension in favor.
as what I've seen, sir, like I'll be, you know, no remiss to say that it isn't, because, you know, I'm pretty sure it's some out there, but it's just like I said, it's not on a large scale. So like y'all, I'm just like y'all, so like Kev, I'm up, but yeah, so like on a large scale, I don't think so, you know.
And to be
And like
honest,
you think
I,
about it,
I
we done been to the powwows and stuff like that as well, and show face like that too, you know. And you know, it's like they like what we're saying because they understand, you know, the atrocities that they faced during slavery and things like that. You understand that they can, you know, basically, you know, what's the word? Relate to what we saying about, you know, when it comes to Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, how we should come together, you know. So it's like,
you know what? To be honest, I fully believe, I truly believe that is the general consensus amongst the majority of Black people. I don't believe there's tension. I don't believe there's hatred, but I do believe that the media is trying to make it something that it's not. I do believe the media is trying to portray some type of I don't know, some type of hatred, some type of energy amongst Blacks and Hispanics, because all I see on the news is them trying to act as if migrants are doing crimes to 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 the so-called Negroes, and the Negroes are doing crime to the so-called Latinos. And it may be true. Like I heard what happened in New York with that dude that pulled that lynched that sister and dragged her. That was a sister. When I was watching it, I thought it was an Asian or something, because the picture was mad pixelated. It wasn't the best quality, but that was a Latina sister, and it was a Negro. They don't tell us the exact descent, but they definitely wanted to be known that it was a Black man that pulled that sister between two cars and raped her, did a disgusting act, and they're making it seem like that's part of the tension, where people like that are just sick. He ain't doing it because they in the country. He's just a sick person, and he needs some help. You think he actually is even thinking about the migrant situation? You think that was some type of get back? Nah, it wasn't. And then they got some type of New York senators. I mean, New York city. You know, you got a Latino brother and you got a Judite brother that's on this panel. I think it's like a city council meeting, and they start beefing. All throughout TikTok, all I'm seeing is black on brown beef, but I know a lot of those videos as old as can be, and they're making it seem like they're fresh and new. Because the media wants us at each other's necks, and we just got to understand that the brown, the so-called Hispanic brothers and sisters are not our enemies. They're not our problems. And the one, we got to start pointing the finger at the one that's behind all this. We got to start pointing fingers at our oppressor. He is the true enemy. He is the equivocal enemy between the both of us. He has done the so-called Latino brothers dirty, and he has done the so-called Negro brothers dirty, vilely, violently. He has done despicable things to both sides of us, to even pinning us against each other. And we got to look at him as the person, as the snake, as the devil that he is, and start loving each other and separating our love from him.
Damn right. So I get so many out of what you saying so heavy. And like while we was at the Bembe Festival last weekend, you know, it's mainly just our people there, you know, and we was asking like, you know, can we ask you some questions and things like that? And they was to wild with it until they seen that it was going to be recorded or be on social media. You understand? Like, I think that's the problem with our people. Like, they're so scared of what may happen to them. You understand? Instead of fighting against the atrocities of what has happened to us, because we got a voice. You understand? As long as we come together, you understand. Well, especially in the Israel School University Proud of Canals, we don't give a damn. We're gonna say what we want to say. But it's like a lot of our people don't want to be broad streams to say these things that's happening to us. You understand? And what we got to realize as a people, like, you know, like with what is it, the Chinese? They, you know what I'm saying, they got their hate crime bill, or you know, and they don't even vote. You know what I'm saying? But we got, it's what is it, always be vote or be unalived, or you understand? We got to be always so coincide with what's going on in America. You understand? But like I said, even with the Chinese, they got their own Chinatown in different areas. You understand? And they the most, you know, unpolitical people there is. But as black people, we still sit here suffering, and we just trying to be with the oppressor. You understand? And the oppressor don't like people that are traitors to their own people, man. They respect, that's why I respect the ISUPK so much more. So like it.
And what you're bringing up is heavy, because this subject of black and brown love could spin off into a lot of areas, and politics is one of them. Because if we had some opposition in here, somehow Biden will be brought up. Somehow Trump would be brought up. As if they're not the same, you know, different sides of the same coin. They would try to tie politics into this, like politics is the issue. No, the issue is black and brown people got to love each other. And that's not a political issue. That's more social. That's a social issue. No matter who we vote for, because you know, they're gonna say, like, if you vote for, you know, Trump, you know what I'm saying, there wouldn't be so many migrants and you won't have to be worried about this. No, not true at all. Both sides hates us, and both sides will find a way to pin us against each other one way or another. Because as long as we're angry at each other, our anger won't be pointed at him.
Yeah, I'm right. You ain't lying about that. And that's why the press is so divisive with it. Like you said, going back to what you said with that social media, like as long as he take the flag off of him and the target off of him and put it on each other, now he's won. You understand? That's why the Zephaniah 2:1 is so heavy, because like it commands us to gather ourselves together as a nation, man. Like, you know, that's why I love this truth, man, because that's exactly what we are doing. Like, no matter where we go to, you understand, if we are amongst each other, it's like the kingdom of heaven, man. I'm talking about my first time going to the past, so I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, man, I don't know how this about to turn out. But these hardcore brothers, I'm a trooper, you know what I'm saying? I ain't been in an area like this. Man, I get there, man, and it's like, damn, I belong here. Like, brothers just saluting brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what we need as a people. Because once our people start seeing like they actually got somebody that's gonna fight for them, it puts that fight back in them as well, and they don't become as docile. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Calendar Bar Moff and what he did. I always speak about this, man, because it's so heavy, it's so beautiful to see. But shout out to what he did, you understand, with the Issacharites and you understand, the Judites, because they were, you know, it was about to be an all-out war. And whenever he brought them together, you know what I'm saying, it's like they was happy to be amongst each other. Like even I forgot the games with the Instacart games that they had out there, but then they had, like I said, the Black Panthers, and everybody had came together, man, to you know what I'm saying, just to love one another, man. And that's one thing we are missing, man. We so damn downtrodden in America today. It's like that, what they say, the crabs in the barrel, or the, you know what I'm saying, the monkey experience when they had the what is the banana in the tailpipe. You understand? So it's like the oppressor knows how to be so divisive against us that we will turn on each other, man. And we got to get back to loving one another, man. That's the true issue amongst us as people. It's a lot.
And you bringing up that, you know, cat in the bar situation, and you brought up a heavy point. Our so-called migrant brothers, the so-called Hispanic and the so-called Levites, I mean, and the so-called Haitians, they need to see somebody stand up and fight for them. And that's our position as so-called African Americans, Jamaican Americans, those who feel like we have rights to this horrible, horrible hell that we live in. We got to stand up for our brothers. We got to fight for them. Don't be mad because the country's giving them a little bit of money and they're giving you pennies. Guess what? It's better than the country keeping it and using it for their military might. It's a whole lot better. But Salaki, I end it right there.
Nah, that's true.
Salaki. Yo, I'm gonna step out. Y'all just keep it rolling, all right? Appreciate Ricard for letting me in, and everybody else. You know, Tawada for also having this conversation. Y'all just keep doing what y'all doing, all right?
Yeah.
Send me that flyer right there. That flyer right there.
It's already in your messenger, sir.
All right, most time Christ. All right.
Oh, I like that too. Baba Kashai, if I could get that too. Y'all about to my shop Cap.
I had first dibs. Now
you got
it. Oh man! All right, I'm out. Shalom, it's a good thought.
Word up, man. You know, Cat Dr. Zotman said we need to be more prevalent in the, you know what I'm saying, the Spanish anyway. So yeah, like word up.
Guess what? The iPhone is not gonna help you with that.
Yo, cut it. The iPhone has a translator, sir. So
yeah, but it's not as efficient as the Google Translate. You can live communicate with
Spaniard Spanish. It's crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah, who else we have? I want to see someone. I want a perspective of someone that is not in the school, about the situation between our people with the so-called Negro and the Latinos.
He wants some opposition. He looking for smoke. Welcome to the smokehouse.
Yeah. But Dom, what happened? Did your iPhone battery passed away?
You know that thing only lasts about a good 10 minutes. Yeah? Come on.
Yeah. Longer than
Let's talk about it.
Shout out to Yamima, our #1 sponsor.
I ain't giving her no sponsorship. That means I gotta pay her.
She already got on your products.
Oh man. I'm playing, sis. I'm playing. I rocks with you.
Yeah, let's keep the show PG-13. We're live on YouTube.
Oh, you think I change? Only way you can get me to change is if I'm doing a class. This is not a class. This is a conversation with the people. I'm trying to give the people a microphone, but the people on TikTok seem to be very scared to talk about this conversation. I mean, what do y'all want to talk about? I mean, I could talk to y'all about, you know what I'm saying, Diddy, but you know what I'm saying, that's not important to me. He's a scum, he's a slime ball. And made the justice system do what it do. Yeah, I just hope that brother learns his lesson in life and gets better and repents from his ways.
I don't think we should change the topic, really. I feel like we might need insight from someone from an outside perspective, you know.
Oh, I wasn't going to change the topic yet. That was sarcasm. That was sarcasm to make brothers and sisters understand that their priorities may be a bit skewed. Y'all
Basically,
may want me to talk about the popular subject, but no, there's something more important going on in the world than Diddy.
just like what the sister brought up a couple days ago when we were live, right? The Latina who's Jewish, she said, "Yeah, before we side with anyone else in the world or support anyone, we have in-house problems that we need to figure out. You understand? We need to get our priorities straight, for lack of better words." That's what basically she was saying. But I see a couple people. I'm gonna send some invites to see if they want to come up and give us their opinion or insight on the matter, which is black and brown unity or division. Let's see if they want to come up.
Come up, come up, come up, come up, come up, come up, come up.
Saddam ran away from the live. I mean, his iPhone. Listen, iPhones are not reliable for men.
Nope, they sure aren't. They sure are not.
Having an iPhone is like carrying a butter knife to a fight.
He said carrying a butter knife to a fight. If the brother ain't got no other weapon, make it do what it do.
It's like carrying a plastic butter knife. Salakia. Let's see if someone wants to come up. So Wap, you could go ahead and send invites as well. So Wap got all the smoke in Spanish. Where's the Dominican chick? What's her name again? The Dominican defender. Bring her up.
Oh, I thought you was talking about Israelite Princess 144.
Nah, she's not Dominican.
I don't know what she is. Can I actually talk to our sisters? I don't know their names.
She's Issachar. And Sawab, I hope you don't have an iPhone because that was crazy. This nigga just disappeared. I don't know who Yam Yama got in her friends list, but we want someone that is not UPK to give us their insight on black and brown unity or division. That's really what we want. Like Officer Rakat said, in other words, we want some smoke. So bring
Welcome to the smokehouse.
bring the briskets, bring the lamb chops, the chicken,
You make
chicken thighs.
now I want some damn brisket.
Keep the brisket. I want all the chicken breast and chicken thighs. All the lawful fowls. That's what I want. No one wants to come up.
No, I don't even think anybody's really watching us like that. I think they all scared. Hold on. Yeah, nobody's really watching us like that.
Yeah, I shared the live too. I think. Let me keep sharing the live.
Yeah, I'm about to hop up on one of at least I could do on that thing and share. I can't do much else. Can't even post videos on this account. I want to put it to work somehow. Running.
Don't do that.
It's a dope song, man.
Yeah, but you can't sing.
I don't think he was actually singing in that part. I think he was just literally saying running a bunch of times.
Don't do that. I mean, it's actually it's accurate. People keep running from us.
Exactly. At least you caught why I was singing it.
Inca goddess, whoever that is.
Inca Goddess, come on. I like that name. I ain't gonna hold you.
Leave her alone. She's not in your friends list. She's in mine for a reason.
Oh, then bring her up on here. I got plans.
It's all mapped out.
I did not want that layout. Why did they do this to me? Do. Yeah, I'm on my share thing right now. See, the thing is, I'm sharing it to a bunch of you know what I'm saying? Hold on. She's UPK. I want some opposition too. I want somebody like that girl last night that was
I think
so
I sent it to her.
pro-Palestinian.
The African American Palestinian.
Yeah,
That's so
which is crazy.
that's so crazy to me. She said
That's crazy.
Palestinians are African American. I was like, what?
That is crazy.
You know, I don't know. It's like every time we go live, we have someone come up. There's always some I would say nonsense, but at this point, it's always some lunacy. Say Palestinians are a people. How? They're African American. Listen, I was
And
talking.
if-
To, go
When
ahead.
she said that, I said kick her.
Yeah, I didn't even hear that.
it.
I didn't even hear that, but
Yeah.
that was the plan from the jump. Because as soon as she said she's African American, listen, the moment she started talking, I'm like, yeah, I see it. She think like, you know, she's some type of Black Panther shit, and she's an advocate for something. Come to find out, she fights against Zionism and oppression throughout the world, and she's a Muslim.
Which is crazy.
I'm like, good night. And Palestinians are not Arabs, apparently. They're African Americans. She sounds like a weed smoker.
She definitely was. I couldn't. When she said that Palestinians are African Americans, I literally got upset. I don't join them into our struggle. It's not the same. It don't equate.
Then I had a brother who really trying to convince me that Islam is good. I'm like, listen, you want to be a Muslim? Be a Muslim. Go follow after a pedophile. It's not my business. It's yours. You're part of the problem in the community. Mention, well, Arabs are our people as well. What are you talking about? Didn't you know they enslaved us? Yeah, but it wasn't only them. I know, but you're talking about being Muslims and Arabs. Nobody talked about that. You started that conversation like that. Understand? Hey, shalom.
Hey, Israelite princess in the building. Shalom. Y'all about Shem Y'all Shabbarakatha.
Did you just salute her like a brother?
Well, I'm going to salute them like brothers, but that's about as far as our conversation is going to go. To be honest, there's only a few sisters that I talk to, and they think they're better than me at cards or something. Shalom, what's going on, Drew?
It depends what game, because if you're talking about the UK blackjack, you're not good at all at it. I can tell.
UK blackjack.
Really, it's called 21. It's not even blackjack. It's called 21, but it's not blackjack.
How can you tell I'm not good at it?
Because I know you don't even know about it. Like, how can you be good at it if you don't know about it? You don't even know how to play.
It's something called natural talent.
Which I had, because shit, Captain Karate was showing me how to play. I smoked him 3 times in a row.
See, now how you gonna say I'm not good at it if you were good at it first play?
That's the Benjamin talent. What are you talking about? You know, my grandfather was a gambler, like a professional gambler.
So was my grandfather.
But he was not a Benjamite gambler.
No, his wife was.
Doesn't make it better.
I don't even know. I mean, I was hearing some stories about my grandfather. I don't even know how they survived Newark. My grandfather was a trash man, right?
A what?
A trash man. You know, he drove the trash trucks. People collected them, and his weekends were spent at Atlantic City.
Damn. Now, we don't have no such thing as Atlantic City in the islands.
Y'all got Toronto.
The islands?
Toronto's officially a part of the islands. You don't know?
Not the French Caribbean, at least.
There's more Jamaicans and there's more Benjamites in Toronto than any island.
I think.
I'm playing.
Really, from your shit though, I think Toronto is the second largest Jamaican concentration outside of Jamaica.
Damn. Well, let me guess. UK's first.
Either UK or US. I forgot which one is first. I know Toronto's number 2.
But we can't compare Toronto to the whole country. So
That's listen. No, what are you telling me? That tell it to whoever makes the statistics.
they're gonna say, yeah, Toronto is number 2, but America is number 1. So that's a whole damn
You
country.
don't find Jamaicans like that throughout America. You find them in New York. You find them in Florida. Aitazam, apparently he's a Benjamite.
Which Aitazam?
Aitazam from Cali. He's not a Judite. He had to come home.
Israelite princess. What is your tribe? Maybe she might have some inside information to what we're speaking on.
What happened to your other brothers? Which ones?
I'm going to invite her up. If there's a check-in that follows, so be it.
Yeah, we're both about to be checked.
You do understand I don't get checked, right?
I'm unclippable, not unchecked.
I'm lying like a motherfucker. I've been checked so many damn times.
You're stuck with the two. Listen, what's wrong? What's wrong with Officer Raka and myself? Listen, we're the life of the party. We've been looking for all the smoke, all the points of contention. Anyone who wants to start their shit about black and brown issues, come up and let us know what you think about that. Like, what's wrong with just us?
I think Israelite princess ain't even on. She ain't even watching us. I think she bounced.
I mean, she came to salute.
Yeah, that's what she did. She saluted and was out.
She's probably slaving. She's probably slaving today. Who knows?
I want some West Coast information on this subject.
Ask Yam Yama what's the issue? I mean, how is it in Memphis, basically?
Yeah, let's invite Yam Yama.
First of all, it's not Barack with a K. I don't know why you do that all the time. You put Barack with a K, but you know how to spell Barack.
You're gonna have to invite Yam Yama.
So you put the check-in on me. Is that what you're saying?
No, just that me and her ain't friends on this page. This is that page that got no, this is on a different page. This is a page that just ain't a good page. I'm probably like five deep in clips right now, getting clipped, getting snuffed. I'm never on this page. This page is a dangerous page to me. I'm always getting shot down.
I don't have the power to do so.
I don't you got the power, man.
I have no clue. I cannot invite nobody. I mean, I can invite people. I just can't invite her for some reason.
I think Yam Yama was like, she blocked us. We're not her friends.
Damn. That's a tough love. She's like, yeah, let me get these niggas canceled.
Right?
Block you. I mean, she could always put in the request to come up. But how is the black and brown climate in Memphis? That's what I want to know.
That's what I'm trying to get her to answer.
Just ask the question.
She purposely put the K on it too. But Salaki says, I know you still here. I see you on the count. What is the temperature like?
She's like, what temperature in Celsius or in Fahrenheit? What's going on, Drew? I know you see the comments on the Facebook and the StreamYard.
I know I shared it. You see that his name's on the stream, on the stream itself. It's like everybody's scared to talk to us.
Listen, what did I say, Adawan? You have to tell me that I am a prophet. If I'm not a prophet, I don't know. What did I say? Kodam said his phone passed away.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, we kind of figured that with the iPhone.
Like we knew
Go
already.
ahead, man.
Right?
That's literally what we said. Yo, Kodam is gone because his iPhone battery passed away. Gave up the ghost.
Nah.
Listen, listen.
Is that what happened? That's
What
what
you said
happened.
in the chat. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that.
I believe. Oh, I definitely believe you. Now. Lie y'all shot, y'all. I gotta take me a shot right now.
You about to take a shot? I'm about to grab another beer.
Okay.
Y'all some rich
I
people.
I don't know how I feel about this. This shit called the war.
The war is not bad. It's wild.
It is, but I guess because I've been so like fucking with this like bourbon whiskey lately.
I'm gonna be honest. Bourbon is not the best. I don't really like it like that. You know, it's Toa. It's not the best. I feel like the war does the job.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely do the job now. You ain't lying about that.
The war does the job. I got some brandy, as a matter of fact. I got some. Look at that.
To me, it depends which awards you get, because if you get the regular non-age statement, it's,
Yeah, the
it's
regular.
okay. But I need
it's a white label True Scott
yeah
double A.
that's the non-age statement. It's just
It's Toa. It does the job. That's
Bro,
it.
it's
what's the other
drinkable.
one? I thought this was the one you were talking about because it's a double age.
Nah, they got the
It's the iPhone version.
Oh my
yeah, they got the 12 years, the 15
Y'all
years,
get mine.
15 years my favorite.
Give me a
The
lifeline.
15 years the best.
They've been talking about an iPhone for the longest, man.
No. Listen. The sodomite says the iPhone is the effeminate phone.
No
That's
way. The sodomite said the rainbow is true, but that don't mean that.
Listen, you're not going to wear.
That's a lie. You see, y'all was small to talk about some other stuff.
God's word and scriptures upon your heart. The spirit will do that. The spirit will make you feel guilty.
Yeah, I'm about to go hard on
Is that
Yaju
Charleston
Judah.
White, bro?
Yeah, Yaju Judah is using Charleston White like he's a prophet.
What?
I'm about to go in on them. They're about to be a target now.
Oh, you want to go in on the Yaju followers? Because we clipped him yesterday.
So what bet?
The
Hold
WAP
on,
is
so
back.
what they on? They live now or something?
Nah, it was just one of their videos. There's a girl named Pua. She follows me,
It's a lot.
and I decided to follow her today.
Yama answered your question.
What she say? I think it's mostly because Judah isn't welcoming. No, we're not welcome. We're not a welcoming people.
She's not even. Listen, she said there's not really beef with Issachar. They stay to themselves for the most part. That's what she said.
Oh, the comment above it. Okay.
God, see, that's why.
So what's going on? So what got an iPhone 2, don't he?
Listen, it is very plausible. So what?
So what?
Hey, Shalom, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, look at that. Hey, so
Yeah,
I,
that's
can,
what
I have multiple calls, and not only that, but TikTok for some reason asking me how this live is going. I had to take a brief survey, bro.
Huh?
Oh, you gave me a good look.
What
right?
other,
You gave me a good look, right?
I'm loud in here, like. I'm deaf.
That means Sawat got us playing in his background too. Am I off with that, Sawat?
If I got what on the background, Salaki.
You got
You got
nah,
Zook.
he don't because the echo's not happening anymore. So
He said Zook.
Wow, you know
but
that's
Sawat, how's the temperature like in upper state New York with the black and brown issues?
I don't see no issues with black and brown here. What I am seeing is a lot of drug use and alcohol use.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna front. There's a lot of the brothers Issacharites that was drinking in the park as I was passing out flyers. I just chipped with them and had a drink with them.
That's a
My
lot.
bad.
I went to the park, man. There was
that's why you were in the park.
I went to the park earlier, right? You know what I'm saying? Walking the dog and whatnot. Well, what I saw was a playground, and then across from it, it was like a party place. like you know what I'm saying, picnic tables and everything. So
Oh yeah, cookout
the
area.
smell of weed was everywhere, like on both sides.
Oh yeah, in Massachusetts, weed
I'm
is
like,
completely
damn,
legal.
there's children all over the place, and there's like this smell of weed that's heavy everywhere.
You know why? Because recently New York made weed legal, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of business with that here because you could buy it
Yeah.
without a card now.
Now let me tell you what's going to happen because it happened in Massachusetts. You're going to smell that everywhere. It's going to become nauseating. It's going to become it's going to aggravate the hell out of you. It's like remember how it felt when you smelled cigarette smoke and just keep on smelling it. It smells like a dirty ashtray, and you just like no matter where you go, you can't get it out your nose. That's what it's like. That's what it's like. How may I put it? That's what it's like. It's going to be like in New York with this weed. You're going to be just going to work, and somebody going to light one up in the train.
Salaki, that's already happening because when I go to work, it smells like weed when I go to work. People are
God damn.
and people take breaks, man, to smoke weed on the side of the building. Like they're addicts, bro. I'm working with addicts, man. They all, you know what I'm saying, are dependent. They can have a bad call, right? Child support. You know what I'm saying? When we receive calls, like you're supposed to be professional and everything, you feel me? Like if they're having a bad time with something, like they can't handle it. Like what they do is that they go storming off. I don't know how these people got jobs still. They go storming off. You know what I'm saying? The light went up because somebody upset them. So that's how bad it is at my job, man. And like since the managers smoke too, but they smoke cigarettes. So they're dependent on their own thing. But our people, you know what I'm saying? They're like they can't live without weed, bro.
Oh, we know. Trust me.
For everything.
Be them at some point.
They be taking a bathroom break. They need to, you know what I'm saying, go outside and do something.
Let me tell you something.
ridiculous.
I work with this young cat, and he is straight up and down the junkie.
Which one? The
Yes.
rapper?
I ain't gonna put his name out there, but yeah, him. This brother smokes like you could tell he's itching. He leaves early, about 15 minutes early. Put like this: he goes in the bathroom, rolls up. He always carry oranges with him, so I know he's popping mushrooms. You know what I'm saying? And then he can't wait to get out. He's itching to get out to just like that and get high and everything. 8 hours of sobriety is too much.
Listen, I can understand. Listen, I was smoking since I'm like 10 years old, and I don't remember a day when I was actually sober. I was forced to be sober for what, a week? Because we went on vacation and I forgot my weed at home. Besides that, I was never sober until I came into the truth, really. Like it was not one day I was not sober. I was sober, literally.
That's crazy.
It was bad. Like even when I was driving, that's why Yami must had a comment yesterday about getting my license just now. Listen, I never drove sober in my life. Never. Damn near anything I do, I had to be intoxicated. I could not just be normal. It was not normal for me to be sober, especially from a young age. And that habit is hard for brothers and sisters. That's what a UPK is needed everywhere.
Exactly. And here's another thing. I do not blame no brother for any addiction he has. It's rough out here. And why is it rough? Why is it rough? Because our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
That's why it's rougher. I blame him for everything. I stubbed my toe. He's getting the blame for it. You know what I'm saying? A table should be made with steel. It should be made with wood, and my toe wouldn't have been hurt so bad. Our oppressor is to blame for everything, period. So just like everybody wants to, blame the so-called migrants, no, don't blame the migrants. Blame the oppressor.
That's right.
They've been trying to keep the migrants out forever. Why all of a sudden are they letting them flood in? There's a reason for it. There is an absolute reason for it. It ain't for the benefit of the migrants. Believe that. It definitely ain't for the benefit of the migrants. Let me tell you what's going to happen. They're going to convince these migrants to hop in their military because America cannot win a war without blacks or Hispanics. They can't.
That's
They
all.
need us.
What I've seen on the news so far is that, you know what I'm saying, recruiting is at an all-time low. And not only that, but it's so low that I've seen a brother make a TikTok video stating that retirees have to come up for duty now.
Hey,
Like you can't
How you
even
gonna take-
retire from the military. They're gonna call you up.
how you gonna take them off of duty? That's fucked up. I mean, off. Yo, see how much of devils they are. My man retired. He said, "Nah, you got to come back in here. You still young and
Right.
scrapping. You only 38. Come back up
That's
in here."
insane.
Yo, he is devilish. You got to blame him for everything. Every problem you have going on in your life, blame him. But you're playing the victim. Damn right. Because he is the victimizer. Somebody got to point out his crimes.
Damn right.
Oh.
Pipe down, pipe down, pipe down.
Man, I heard the music, man. I understand.
Was not my playlist. I've been fixing my Zook playlist lately.
Hey, Shalom. Don't say Christ for
Well-
your mom, man.
Well, yeah, I'm your mom, sir.
What'd she say?
She shared the live with more than 10 friends.
Oh, she's our number one sponsor.
Yeah, she's officially part of this show that got no name.
That's a team.
I would say, shit, I don't know. Israelite trash talk. Talking all types of shit. We have some good topics. I have a phone call. I'll put myself on mute.
I'll give you a topic right now. Me and Malak will bring something out heavy, man, about the hypocrisy of this place, man. Like there was a young sister in Arizona graduating because she put, you know what I'm saying, some art on her hat, graduation hat. I don't even know how that's called anymore. But
The cap. It's called a graduation cap.
right, the cap, right? She decorated it on the borders, right? You know what I'm saying, with some
Yeah.
Native American art piece, right? And then she put a feather on the side of her face, making her look beautiful, bro. Well, this oppressor came through, you know what I'm saying, and told her to take everything off, and they gave her a regular cap. Wow, they're taking everything off. They play the national anthem.
Shit.
And
And let
now-
me tell you how much of a devil he is.
Right, yeah. I'm
I,
gonna be right back. Kodam battery just died again, but I'm gonna be right back.
all right. Let me put you on game. Our oppressor, I'm pretty sure he didn't stop anybody that supported Palestine or Israel from decorating their hats. You know, I do security. Sometimes, you know, these colleges hire my security company to secure, do the bag checks of their graduation. Keep their graduation safe. And I be seeing a lot of people decorate their caps. So what was her cap decorated again with? What was it decorated with again?
Right, it was some artwork that she did herself.
Just art. What was the artwork of?
It was like a cultural, you know what I'm saying, the cultural colors that they were wearing.
So it's like a cultural color and pattern, like
Right.
like the garments, like when they beat up their garments and stuff.
Exactly.
That's
And it had some
something
beads.
they've been doing for thousands of years. Well, hundreds of years. I'm saying thousands, but it's something that they've been doing for a long time.
Right.
And it's a cultural statement in support of her culture. But I bet you there was other people with decorated caps, because that's the thing. It's been this thing since the 90s. People have been decorating their caps since the 90s. In the 80s, it was a little bit rebellious, but it was accepted in the 90s. people were putting all types of things on their caps because when they throw the cap in the air, they want to know where their cap is when it lands. So they ain't grabbing anybody's random cap. So I'm pretty sure everybody. So they picked her out for a reason. It was discrimination and hatred. Hopefully the sister is suing. Hopefully she's getting her money. Hopefully she is shaming that school because that is a disgusting act they did. I'm pretty sure there was somebody with Free Palestine or Support Israel on their hats, and they did not get their hat clipped. They didn't get their hat switched. None of that.
Right, so like if I may, also, you know what I'm saying, if they would have had some sort of rainbow on the cap itself, they would have let it fly. But
Oh yeah.
we checked the statistics on that school, and it's the majority, you know what I'm saying, are Native American brothers there. And so they're already used to seeing, you know what I'm saying, things like that. You know what I'm saying, the culture. But they decided on that day to do that in the way they did it. You know what I mean? Which was disgusting. But I brought out another story too, where they're dumping uranium on native land. Meanwhile, they're complaining about small things like wearing feathers on caps. They're actually, you know what I'm saying, leaving uranium at your front doorstep.
Wow. Something as poisonous as uranium.
Exactly. That don't make no sense.
Oh, it makes sense. Smallpox just ain't effective no more. So it makes sense.
I mean, it's not their land. You know what I'm saying? They declared it's you know what I'm saying, it's our Native American brothers. But yet they're going there anyways and dumping garbage there. Like, bro, the devil that the Bible speaks of, man.
Definitely the devil that the Bible speaks of. Evil bastard.
Right. So Malakma brought another one though. He brought another story about a Mexican brother having a flag on his graduation garment, and so they denied him his diploma. And the principal was saying that it was too distracting, while everybody else accepted it except for her. You know what I'm saying? She shook her head right at the last moment and decided not to give him his diploma.
Disgusting.
This was a while ago, this story though, but that's Esau, man. They'll dump uranium, but you know what I'm saying, that they'll micromanage it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, your culture. Everybody's supposed to be the same according to them. And we hit the quote about that general from long ago that used to say, you know what I'm saying, unalive the Indian and keep the man.
Custard, General Custard.
General Custer. Yeah, we came up to him because that's really what school is about, man. That's really what it does to our people, man. It tries to normalize things that ain't supposed to be normal.
Oh yeah, they definitely gonna do that, man.
The schools are there to kill your spirit, bro. It's a lock you for the TikTok. Unalive your spirit.
Screw that TikTok.
You playing games, Ottawa?
How you know?
All I'm hearing is a controller.
Oh damn!
What you playing? Call of Duty?
Nah, I'm playing Destiny. I'm a PvE person. I'm not a PvP type of guy. You shoot me figuratively, I want to fight. Can't fight these characters, man.
You heard of it, Insurgency?
No, I haven't.
That's a good one. I'm saying it's co-op.
It's co-op. Is it PS5 or is it
PC.
exclusive to PC? Yes. I can't play with the keyboard, man. That's a different beast. The keyboard is different.
I got you.
Now, I would hate on Xbox, but I know PC is king. Everybody should know that by now.
Yeah, by a long shot. We got the best looking. It's I mean, can't be compared, bro.
The gay station is different.
See, he's just mad. He just mad.
What?
And nobody's rocking with you in your gay station term. You're the only one that believes that.
Nah.
Why am I the only one in the circle? They hate on me. But I'm about to end the live on the YouTube and the Facebook. I mean, nobody wanted to come up and have conversations about this subject. So this subject's going to be strictly on the tickety talk, under Ricard Aria. You see it right there.
You already know, come for the after party on the TikTok, hosted by Officer Ricard Aria and myself, the host.
It's not going